It has been a long time since I've recorded. Most of this mess, before someone says something, is from the chopper putting parts in. There's still some parts in here, but I think most of it is just bags that they went through today because Roger was here today. Christoph is going through cleaning. He's putting the grass knife back in. He's actually wearing a mask because of the rust dust. A lot of just worn out components due to age. But I think Monday, Roger's hoping to be done on it. He said there's a good whole day left in it, so hopefully they can get it done Monday. Anyways, I got the 60 in here from Doe's, the heifer barn. I had it down here last week. I had it open. We had the main hydraulic hose on the back pump blew, and it shot oil up and just coated this thing. So I had it open last week to pressure wash, get the oil off the engine and anywhere else. Not that there was a fire or it was just cooking oil on everything. And then this thing has been leaking oil really bad, and I'm pretty sure it's the left drive motor, which, looking at it this way, yes, that tire's got to get replaced, but it's foam filled, so still has a few more days left in it. So to check to see which drive motor is leaking, sometimes they leak out of one of the wheels because they blow internally, the drive motors. So it pumps the oil into the chain casing, and then sometimes it leaks out by the wheels where the plate is. It's not a great seal sometimes, and it'll leak out if the oil level gets too high on one of the bolt holes. If those are actually holding good, which they are on this skid steer, they'll leak back in on the inside seal where the pump housing holds on. And then you can see on this side, the oil's low. It's like when you would fill it. If you have to change to the chain or something. This side, you can't, well, it's halfway up the fill hole, and you can't fill it that full when you're trying to fill it, so that only happens when that cap's on and it's pumping it in from the drive motor. So I'm going to change the left drive motor. It's a lot of work. I got two here that we had sent up to Canada, and because all that happened was the seals were bad, they went through it and rebuilt them for us. And I'll change the one, and then I should do the same thing on the other 60, but I think that one has both leaking. But I'm not 100% sure until I get to it. But I'm going to do one skid steer now, and we'll see what happens. Because they do pump a lot of oil fast if you don't fix it. And something I've been putting off, and I really got to do it. We got all the hoses loose, all the bolts. And normally, we've always manhandled this with two people, pull this pump off. But I had the idea, I asked Krista, I was like, you think we can use the man lift for this for once? He goes, I don't see why not, but we've never done it. So I had the thinking to try it, and we're trying it.
I just gotta let it down.
But this skid steer is more of a cluster than the other one because it's the cab style. And we're gonna use the man lift because that sucker is heavy. Anyone that has done it, you know, if you know, you know, because it is a heavy son of a gun. But I'm gonna put the camera down.
Yeah, he's gonna hold that up and I can jack it up.
Ferdy's not good enough apparently by himself. If he was better. Why haven't we done this before?
Pretty good picking it up. It's been a few years. Well, been a few years since we did one, or not?
Don't say that, we gotta do both skid steers.
We do gotta do both.
So
we got it, well, we cleaned out what we could by hand. Well, I took the battery out and just pushed it all out that way. It's taking the tire off right now. That way we can get the box off, or the cover off. And then we gotta take the gears off, the center gear off. Gotta take the chains, well, maybe we don't have to take the chains off sometime. But at least we gotta loosen up the
back
at least
wheel.
the back one up, that way the chain is not tight, otherwise it won't work.
Technically both.
We'll see, maybe we can just do one.
If we're really lucky, I'm not gonna do shit.
Yeah, just pop it right through. It's gonna just stay right in place.
Before someone asks why I didn't pressure wash this, it's like 10 degrees out.
We gotta get a pail because this reservoir is full of oil, so when we open it up, we will make a mess otherwise. This is why we're fixing this, because
Well, technically there's supposed to be oil in it here.
yeah, but not.
It's all the way up to here.
Yeah, and
this oil is gonna go back in here, but just not as much to lubricate the chain. This is taking too long.
you got another one.
I know, where's the hammer?
Right behind me. Look at that.
I hate leaking air.
We need some airless.
Well, all our airless tools right now are over at the Big News.
We got a pail ready because just in case. Oh, still that high.
Okay, Mark is gonna hold the camera. I got the bolts out. I had to beat 11/16 onto these, even though it was 18 millimeter, just because some of them are so rusted. This is the third drum that we've emptied out of this.
Well, let's go.
I don't think we've ever. We've never had this open ourselves. It has 4,000 hours on this skid steer, so there's really not a lot of hours. But yeah. So we are gonna end up just doing both dry motors, because maybe that one over there is leaking, maybe it's not, because maybe it's just leaking so much on the inside that it's not even filling up that drum like it is on this side. Either way, we're this far into it. Christoph wants to do both, so we're going to. But I'm done for tonight since it's 8-something o'clock. And yeah, I have it low enough to where this will hold whatever left of the oil is. But we have made a small mess. It's the next morning. For right now, we're gonna be in the shop for a little bit. But Marcus here. You almost done, or how much more do you have?
One row.
So he is putting on all the bolts and plates, just enough. I think you're going too tight, Marcus. Your daddy's not gonna. Okay. Well, he's putting these bolts on. If they're too tight or not, he just backs them off. But he'll slide the knives in. And then over here, he has a little thing he's using as a stopper. Right now, it's not really that dangerous because there's no knives on it. Christoph's gonna do that himself. But he's almost done. You can see the row finally showed back up. But he's putting the slide plate. And even if it's dangerous, it's good for him, that Christoph said. He's learning.
I don't get that. I have more than I need.
No, trust me, then you skipped one. You'll have to find it, because it's an exact amount. But all the plates got wire wheeled, and all the bolts got wire wheeled. The bolts are still in good shape. We do not just replace them after every use, because that's what John Deere wants, and that's way too much money. They just want to sell parts. And once they get like worn out, the heads and rounded, then we change them. But you can get a handful of uses out of them. And he's gonna put new grass knives in it, so it's ready for first cut. To take this off, you gotta take this bolt off with this big washer that goes around this gear slash plate. And this is the plate that locks into here. And all this is the mechanical parking brake for the skid steer. This one still has one. Some of the other ones, because it's mechanical, and if they try moving it while that link, if say the cable doesn't snaps and it's out, or if they try moving it without putting the arms down and doesn't pull it in with like the safety bar, and someone hits it hard enough, it will snap the pin, it can snap the housing, and yeah, or they just wear out, one of the two. We've had all of them, all the different ways happen, but this one's still new enough to where that's not an issue. So I will probably have to loosen up the chains, but as of right now, I'm going to get the bolts loose, and the bolts are right here where my finger's touching, but wait. Right there, there, down there, and there. There's 4 bolts right here, and we'll get those opened up, and then I should be able to just pull that drive motor out and be good. But you can see right around it right here, that's not like a perfect seal, and that's where the oil seeps back into the belly pan, and then that's what makes the belly pan be full of oil. And the seal around the shaft pumps the oil into here. And you can see here there was silicone, so it wasn't leaking out by the plate. We've had that before, and sometimes it leaks out by the wheel seals because those will be bad, and you have so much oil into it, it goes up and then it comes out, because those are just bearings right there, dry bearings. So they're not supposed to be in oil. They can be, it's not the end of the world, but that's why they seep out of those sometimes. Then it's really easy to tell which side's bad, but normally I just pop that front plug off like I did and you could see which side's full. But yeah, I'll quit yapping. I'll loosen up those 4 bolts and I'll see how this comes apart. So I got the pump unbolted. I got the bolts right there, and it's right here. So maybe you guys can see. I can't really tell on this little screen, but the reason oil can come in is because there's only a little O-ring right there. You can see right on the pump, and then oil can seep in through the bolt holes because it's not supposed to have more oil than that anyways in it. So that's why it's never a problem. But if it's filling all the way up to where the auger, or not the auger, where the shaft is, all that steel you see, it can seep in. So that's why it's coming into the belly pan. But we'll change this out, and we're gonna do that one too right away. That way I know it's good, and yeah, hopefully that takes care of the problem with this thing, because it was eating oil like crazy. I got the other drive motor here. I just blew it off. It had some dust collect on it, and then I changed the fittings over. So they're angled, this one's angled the way it needs to be to go back on, and put plugs in the other one. Either we're gonna change the seal or we'll just send it out. Either way. We gotta do something for the other skid steer, but I'm gonna get both these put in here. I do probably have to leave for now and do some other projects, because I got some other stuff doing, but work on it while I can, and we'll get it done today at some point. There's no good way to do this. Well, it started pretty easy. Holy crap. If I'm telling you right now, I've never had it go together that easy. I've never had it go together that easy. That is crazy. Maybe I should have the camera on more often, because that right there was real time. Okay. I'm sure as hell not going to complain. But it don't even go that easy sometimes when you get the chains loose, because you got to get the teeth to grab or to line up, and sometimes you just can't get them. Well, that's nice. I got all the bolts tight, and now I'm putting on the this plate. This right here is the parking brake plate. So I got it on there, and either you can spend the time and try to time it for the parking brake. It really doesn't matter. I don't think it was actually locked when I took it off, because it's got to roll a little until the parking brake engages. That's why on these skid steers, they roll a couple inches before they stop if your parking brake does work, because it's got to pop into one of these slots. And yeah, this one has been off before, I see. Not by us, because there's grooves on the opposite side of like it rounding in or out when you try to get it to unlock, and it has a little bit of tension on it. But yeah, you just push that in and pop it on, put that big washer on, tighten it. I got to get silicone and clean the plates, put those bolts on. I'm going to put new bolts on because those ones, a couple of them were an 11/16 when it should have been an 18 millimeter. They were pretty rotted out and rusted. And then I got a couple hoses to put on for this side so I don't get it confused, and then I can work on the other side. But Christoph's back, so I have to leave. Back in the shop. It's like 7:30 at night, but got some time to work on this again. I got this side closed on. I can't put the tire and cover on because I got all new bolts for that, for this cover, because they're bad for both sides because I take that side cover off too. But I forgot them in Ferdy's pickup, and he is at, well, his pickup's not here right now, so I'll have to finish that tomorrow. My socket, you can see it's welded because it cracked on me everywhere it's welded when I tried opening that. And now it's just cracked again next to my weld. You can see it was cracked right here. But it worked to get the nuts off, so that's all that matters. Because I was opening the last nut and it cracked on me. Actually, second last. So I put that sucker in the vise, squeezed it shut, grinded a little bit. My weld held, but the socket's just old. And Christoph's working on his chopper, putting panels in. You can see over there, or hear over there, him yelling. And it's not going smooth apparently. I got this side off, or at least not off, but the two bolts out. These suckers are also rotted away, so I'm beating an 11/16 on. And this side's definitely also leaking inside, even though the cap's not as full. It just must be draining by the pump into the belly pan sooner than the other side was, because if it was the oil that's always in the chain drive, it would not look that nice. That is fresh hydraulic oil. And if you have chain oil in there for a long time, it gets nasty. And that is beautiful hydraulic oil. Yep, so we'll keep going at it. So it's a very good thing that we're checking this side too, because the reason this side wasn't filling with as much oil is because the parking brake almost fell off. So that's another reason why the parking brakes can break. Those bolts right there, there's one missing and the top one's loose, and it should not do that. So that bolt hole right there goes straight to the belly pan, so the oil was just pumping into the belly pan. So that's why it was only filling up to like right here, while the other one was able to fill up to here, and then it was able to just pump in through the bolts or around the plates to the inside. But gotta fix that parking brake too. So that's good, because when this breaks and falls off, drops down, and it just does a number on it. And then we normally weld a plate shut and remove the parking brake, because it's not worth fixing because it just destroys everything. And then on this bolt hole, I was trying to get the bolt off of the bolt off from the socket, because, you know, I'm beating the socket on there, and this came out. So I'll have to, I'm hoping I can just tighten the bolt up and it'll suck it back in. It's gone. And then put that back in, otherwise I'll have to weld it. Either way, we'll get it. Well, it's 8-something o'clock, so I'm done for the night. I don't get much time to work on this thing, so it takes forever, because we're doing stuff at the big reveal will be coming soon, but we gotta work on that all day, so I come in here at night. But we'll get this done tomorrow on Sunday, because I have the other motor here. Christoph, what do you have left on your chopper?
Enough.
And
One more day.
they're hoping Monday.
This gearbox back on.
Yeah, that gearbox say it ever blows up.
It's between 40, I think 40,000, 50, something like that.
Yeah, so we've had it.
He worked on
Roger's gone through it before because there was some clunking 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that. It was electrical.
Yeah. I don't know how electrical was making the clunky noise. But
It wasn't. He did find some stuff that was a little wore out, but nothing serious.
yeah, but yeah, you never. And that takes a very specific John Deere oil.
We just put the oil in that's supposed to go in there.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Whatever Roger tells us. But anyways, another day of work on that. We got to pull the spout off with the crane. We got to do some. What is it? Liner in the throat.
Oh, we're changing the ring gear.
The ring gear on the throat on the spout. We got to change or turn it, something, whatever they want to do. But yes, so that's what's going on, and that'll be the end of the video. It's gonna be a short one, but it's been a long day. So thanks for watching. Till the next one.